Okay, so here we are on hubpages.com. Hubpages is an article site which allows you to write any subject or any information that you want and place it onto their site and create inbound links to another site that you want to point to. The reason why a site like this is important is because it allows you to write about a specific topic that could be relevant to your own website. So if you have a website that's about real estate for a specific city, we'll say Chicago, you might want to write an article about Chicago real estate, the neighborhoods that are available, the price averages over the course of the year, etc., and then create some inbound links for the keywords that are relevant to your site to help you with your search engine ranking. Google, MSN, and Yahoo all look at inbound links and the text of those inbound links to see if they're relevant for a particular site, and will give a higher ranking to sites that have the correct anchor tags and surrounding information around those tags that are relevant to the site that they point to. So I'm going to look at a site, or not a site, but a hub page that I created earlier as an example. And this is it here. It's called Belleville, Ontario Real Estate, and it's for the Belleville and Quinte area, which you can see right here and right here. And this whole article talks about the Belleville area. It talks about average prices, and it talks about the neighborhoods and how quickly it's growing, and about the Bay of Quinte, which is surrounding the area. And as you can see, I've created links within this article that point to a real estate website for a real estate agent. And the result of this, and you can see that this was only created 5 days ago, and when it was created for this particular term that you see here, Belleville, Ontario Real Estate, the agent didn't perform really well. They were within usually the top 20 or top 30 rankings for Google, but just by adding this particular page, it immediately boosted them up to the top page, and in fact now they're the third. They're in the third position for that particular term, and same goes for Quinte Real Estate. So just creating this particular article with this content and these inbound links allowed them to score extremely well for that ranking within Google, MSN, and Yahoo. Of course, boosting their traffic for very targeted people. We're going to go to another site now, which is called Squidoo. All these sites are free too that we're going to show you, so it's not going to cost you anything except for some time to create an article and send it out. So Squidoo.com is a site which was put together by a marketer called Seth Green. Many of you may know him. He wrote the book Purple Cow. And he put together a site that is it's pretty much exactly the same as Hub Pages. And so if you were to look in here, and I've done the same thing, I've created what's called a lens. In Hub Pages they're called hubs, in Squidoo they're called lenses. And I've created a very similar article in here at the same time under the same topic. So it's going to do a search for us, and there it is. We'll just let it come up here, and here we go. So now we've got, again, an article, and they allow you to put in pictures. So do Hub Pages. You know, we created links to the agent's site. Lots of keywords in here. Talks about very similar things. You know, we've got links to the agent's site and to some other sites that are relevant at the same time. And again, we created this article. It links to the agent's site, helps them with search engine rankings, and again, it's absolutely free to be able to do. And you don't have to create one. You can create a series of them too. So you can have one on the town's real estate, on condominiums, on home prices, on apartments for rent, on vacant land in the area, on new construction going on in the area. So you don't have to create just one Squidoo lens, and I recommend that you create many Squidoo lenses and many hub pages that all link into your site, because overall it will just help build the relevance and authority of your site, allowing it to perform better in the search engines. And then I'm going to give you a third one. We'll add more over time, but right now I'm going to give you a third one, which is ActiveRain.com. And I think a lot of you are going to be familiar with ActiveRain because it's specifically a realtor site. and it's just got an immense amount of information on marketing for real estate agents, and what works for other agents and what works for some, and all the content in it is user created. It's a Web 2.0 company that allows all the members to create their own content and share it with the other people. And what I'd recommend here is you sign up and you become a member, and then you can create your own blogs, and on those blogs talk about the neighborhoods in your area, talk about the listings that you have. If you've got stuff that you want to share with other realtors about what works for marketing, do that too, and you can make that member only so that the general public can't see it. They own a site called Localism, so when you create your blog and you're talking about listings or about a community or something, you'll do it as a Localism site, and link that directly to your site, as well as talking about content. And again, that will help improve the rankings within your neighborhood. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to show how some of these sites show up. So an example is on Belleville, Ontario real estate, which we were looking at before. We now see Tara with doing these works now shows up very high for that particular term. There's only really two, because this is the same agent here. So one real estate company, one realtor, and she's now in the third spot. If we scroll down and go to the second page, you're going to see some of the sites that we talked about. There's Active Rain, and you can see an Active Rain agent's blog is put up there, which is good. And I think if I look a little farther down, there we go, we'll also see a Localism blog that's up there too, which is important to see. So an example is, just for one term, if you do your work and you put these articles up, you won't just get one listing within a specific term. You may get 3 or 4, and people don't always, they may not click on your particular link, but if there's 3 or 4 links coming up that talk about you, then the chances of them finding you has increased 3-fold, 4-fold, because the chances of them clicking on them are really important, especially if it looks like it's an information site instead of just a sales site, like a real estate site or something. Instead of getting a hold of a realtor, maybe they want information about the area, and then as they find that information, then they can find you. So it's a great way to do it. I'm going to show you the other term, which was in the hub page as well, which was Quinny Real Estate, just to show you how things have come up. So here we've got the real estate board, which of course should be first, because it's got all the MLS listings for that particular area, right? And again, Tara's showing up on the first page for that one as well. So she's done very well in that area across the board. And I think that's probably it. We might not have any of the hub pages or anything showing up here yet. But at the same time, you can see how those sites are going to improve your search engine ranking. So I hope that helps. We're going to come out with more videos as it goes, and more tips to show you how you can increase your search engine rankings and get more inbound links that are relevant and help people find you. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and there'll be more to come. Thanks.